Hi, welcome to How to Repair. A lot of you have watched the video I did recently on the laser rust remover. And I'm having to do some work on my own vehicle now because of the damage I did when I was in Morocco and I went down through Africa to the Sahara Desert. I actually went over the Atlas Mountains and then spent a week or so fixing washing machines, believe it or not, in the Sahara Desert. Well, this caused a lot of damage to my own vehicle. Unpaved roads were causing a lot of chip damage to the underside of the vehicle that needs to be repaired, and also things like the suspension unit and everything else has really got badly treated and it needs restoring or replacing. So in this video I'm going to show you what the laser rust remover can do to things like calipers, suspension, discs, and also different type of metals, because the laser rust remover can not only remove rust off normal steel, it can also clean up multiple different surfaces, including, believe it or not, wood. The stone chipping underneath the vehicle is quite bad, and I'll take you underneath in a second to have a look at it. But one of the things I'm really interested in doing is actually seeing how well it's going to clean up these discs, because these discs haven't got many grooves in them and there's not much really of an edge on here. So the discs look in pretty good condition, but there is some bad pitting over this side, and I'm really curious to see what type of job it does on these discs. This disc actually might need replacing if this doesn't come up really good, but I'll take you out round the other side in a second. We've also got a very corroded anti-roll bar, wishbone ends, and also the two strut bars or support bars under the vehicle are really badly corroded, and I'm really interested to see how well it cleans up all these so I can repaint them. Okay, as you can see, we're underneath the vehicle. You can see a lot of corrosion on all these components. I'm actually going to take down most of this and restore it. And the reason I'm doing this, a lot of the rubbers here are completely perished and cracked. I've got a leak coming from the rocker cover or somewhere up on the top with oil. I'm also going to replace the water pump and also the timing belt. As we've made the effort of getting this up onto the chocks here, or I say chocks, that's a boat wording, but this is actually what I'm on. I'm in a boatyard, and my friend was the only one that was able to lift this. So we're going to actually replace a lot of the components, but I'm really curious how well it cleans up all these components. Also, this disc is less damaged, but I really want to see how it cleans up that. I'm also most probably dropping the suspension system down as well, because I want to get some new rubbers at the top and also clean up the whole of this if I can. I've already been at these two patches here, which I've got to put a couple of plates in, but I'm not going to put the laser in here, and I've got a hole here where I'm going to put another plate on as well. I'm actually not using the laser machine in situ because I'm surrounded by people here and that would be very unfair on them. But I'm going to actually see how well it does on all these components. Okay, before I take you over to show you how the laser coped with the discs, drive shafts, and also some other components, I've already taken the suspension off over the last few days, dropped the whole support system down at the bottom, and the first thing I'm going to tell you, never ever take your vehicle to Morocco and the Sahara Desert. It absolutely has killed this poor girl, and I'm having to restore everything. First thing that needed to be done was the whole shock assembly at the top. There is a repair kit which I've had to replace. I'll bring that up on screen now. I dropped the shocks down, I gave them a blast and repainted them. The whole of the support on the bottom I dropped down, and literally every support mount, including the engine mounts, had failed, and I've had to replace them as well. I've been doing a lot of videoing, and there'll be another video to accompany with this, going through all the faults that I came across on this vehicle. I've had a lot of electrical problems which I've had to fix, and this is because of earthing faults. This is just because the van was shaken to bits on the unpaved roads. And the shot blasting that I got in the desert when I was in the sandstorms have really killed all the rubber on the vehicle. And I can't emphasize, I was astonished to find how many pieces had completely failed. So anyway, All this now is painted. I stripped it off. I did some laser blasting, but not a lot, because I wanted to keep the existing paintwork where it was good on certain areas, because they use high temperature enameling when they actually manufacture these. So I've cleaned the areas that needed cleaning and restored it, and then hammerite it, and also acid dipped certain areas to remove any of the corrosion. I did exactly the same on the shock system. And also replaced the actual support brackets at the top, and they were quite tricky to get at because you've got to remove half the dashboard to get at them. Anyway, all this is done now. Let's go over and have a look at how well the laser cleans up the discs and also the other suspension parts. Some of the components I have just had to replace. The reason being is the shaft assembly is actually cheaper to buy the complete shaft with all the boots on it, and also the wishbones were actually only about £45, and they included the rubbers, so it was not worth me messing around. But I did hit them with the laser just so you can actually see how well it cleans everything else up. The only thing I'm having to restore completely is the hub unit that carries the bearings, and I'm having to replace the 2 ABS sensors and also the bearing system as well. But let's go over to where the laser cleaner is and see how well it brings up these surfaces. Okay, you'll have to excuse the attire, but I'm not getting myself covered in grease with decent clothing on. So we've got the components here that we're going to clean up. Now the drive shafts, I'm only doing this as an example. I am replacing them because they come with the boots included and the bearing on the long shaft. The discs are going to be cleaned up, but because of some of the pitting on the discs and the cost of new discs, I'm really just going to replace them. The bottom wishbone also is being replaced, but I wanted to show you how well it cleans up. The actual rubbers come included with that as well, and the hubs are what I'm really wanting to clean up because the corrosion is really bad on these. I'm having new bearings fitted, and I'm also going to replace the ABS sensors as well, so it doesn't really matter if this lead gets damaged in any way. The laser rust remover does an absolute brilliant job on all steel surfaces. I've really been impressed with this machine. I'm always against some new technologies being used in washing machines because it's not needed, but this really is a game changer. Not only was it able to clean up the surfaces that you see, it even got into the cavity between the two halves of the disc. These discs also could have been put in the lathe, and I might have been able to skim a couple of thou off the actual pad surfaces, and these discs would have been perfectly acceptable. Now I will put a link in the description to the machine that we're using, or matter of fact I'll put a link to their website. It's maxcoolcnc.com. They do laser cutting machines, laser welding equipment, and they also have 2 different types of laser cleaning machine. One is a continuous laser cleaning machine, and the other one is a pulse laser cleaning machine. Now this machine that we're using is the 3000 version. It's not the biggest, it's the middle of their product range. They do a 1500 watt and they go all the way to a 6000 watt. It's a shame really that we didn't buy the 6000 watt, especially when we were doing large boats, which you saw in the previous video. Now because this boatyard has got a lot of fabrication going on, they've built a couple of large barges, split hopper barges, and the laser cutting machines that they've got would really be useful for actually doing all the sheet steel. And I'm hoping to do some videos on these machines later in the year. But also they do a laser cutting machine and pipe welders as well. And this is going to be really a game changer when it comes to the way that we fabricate in this yard. And I'm really looking forward to making some videos on these machines later in the year. Now the MaxCool 3000 has many adjustments on the computer interface. We can adjust the width of the beam. This means that we would have been able to do a much more intricate job and not actually hit any of the rubbers when cleaning up the metal surfaces. And you can also adjust the intensity of the beam as well, giving you full control over the laser gun. Now the really impressive thing, the boat that we were cleaning in the previous video, we were running the machine for 4-5 hours at a time, non-stop, in 35-degree air temperature. Okay, we're going to clean up these as best as we can. We've got a lot of corrosion on the guard here. I've got new bearings going anyway. I'm just going to get a spanner to remove this stud because this has got zinc or anti-corrosive compound on it, and I don't want to burn that off, so we'll keep the studs separate and we'll clean up the whole assembly. Don't worry if the ABS gets damaged, because I have 2 new sensors to fit as well when I get the bearings pressed out. Even on the drive shafts, which are curved surfaces, the controllability of the laser gun is absolutely brilliant. It cleans up all the areas that are needed, and I'm able to avoid a lot of the places that I would not want to clean. The laser is able to get into cavities that I would not normally be able to get a grinder or die grinder into. The ABS sensors, by the way, have got snap studs on them, so this is why I was not worried about hitting them, because they are going to get damaged when removed. Rubber already gone. But the actual bottom guard is a very thin plate, and if I went to hit that with a grinder, I imagine I would do catastrophic damage to the plate. So the laser rust remover does a brilliant job on even thin surfaces like that guard. I think another tool that we'll be getting in the future is the pulse laser. This is going to be much better for doing multiple angles at the same time. And I'm really looking forward to doing some wood with that as well, because it strips off the varnish and paint without actually damaging the wood if you have it set up correctly. Bruce and myself have been so impressed with this equipment. We've been scrolling through their website recently looking at their other equipment, and I've got to be honest, it's like 2 kids in a sweet shop. Now, the laser rust remover has done a fantastic job on all my components, and I can't emphasize, if you are using this on a daily basis, it is a game-changing tool. The hubs now have gone off to be have new bearings fitted, and also the ABS sensors. I'm not even going to attempt to do that myself, because you do need some serious presses to pull those bearings out and to put the new ones in. But I wanted to show you the discs that it cleaned up. It did a fantastic job of removing all the rust, but of course the disc has got pitting on it, and I'm not willing to put, shall we say, inadequate discs on my vehicle, because some of the roads that I've descended down, especially in the Atlas Mountains, where I managed to get to an altitude of about 3,500 to 4,000 meters, some of those hills that I had to come down, I had to stop halfway down to let the brakes cool down, because they were so steep. This guy's got plenty of room, but I'm stopping to let everything cool off. We're most probably somewhere in the region of 3,000. You could feel the heat off that lorry as it went round. Unreal. This is not slow motion or anything else. This is why I carry on speaking. He's still chugging away. But at least I got all the restoration on this vehicle finished. I'm just waiting for parts at the moment. They are a little bit slow getting here. I'm using Autodoc for the spare parts. It's a mail order system, and I was able to get everything I needed at the right price. But at least it's given me the time to weld the new plates in, get all this restored up. I'm actually going to Schultz this once I get back to the UK, because I prefer that type of rubbery compound on everything underneath, especially in areas like this where you do get a lot of stone chips. But this is perfectly adequate now to get me back to the UK. Now, I've most probably got about another week's worth of work to do on this vehicle, but at least I have a garage with a view. And I would like to thank everyone at Navpegos for really helping me out and getting the van up onto this, what would you call it, stand. And the reason being is there was no one who had ramps in the Faro area that one had the availability to lift 5 ton. And second is the actual vehicle is just over 8 meters long. So on normal car ramps, I wasn't able to do this. But I do like my garage with a view. You can't really fault that, can you? Thanks very much indeed for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. There is a couple of other videos to go with this video, especially with regards the fault finding, all the problems I had with the electrical system, where I replaced the battery charging system that was on there, the alternator, and I had to redo the earthing mounts on the vehicle. Thanks very much indeed for watching. Remember, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you wish, and we just have another plane going back to the cold, wet UK. Have a great day.